Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news. So, folks, the NFL buzz is heating up, and all eyes are on the possibility of the Atlanta Falcons making a bold move that could reshape their offensive line and ultimately their entire season. Rumors have been swirling around the league about a potential trade that could see the Falcons acquire one of the most highly regarded guards in the league right now, Quentin Nelson from the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Nelson, that's a massive upgrade for our line, but is it realistic? Well, let's break down what's being said and what it could mean for Atlanta. The Colts, sitting at an 8-4 record, are reportedly open to trading Nelson, especially considering their cap situation, which is around $12 million, and the fact that Nelson is entering the final year of his contract. The buzz suggests that Indianapolis might be willing to part ways with their interior cornerstone in exchange for a fourth-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a pretty reasonable price for a player of Nelson's caliber, especially when you think about the value he brings in stabilizing the middle of the line. The Colts, despite their solid season, are looking to rebuild and get younger, and trading Nelson could help free up some cap space while also adding draft capital. Now, why would the Falcons be interested? Well, if you've been paying attention to their struggles up front, it's clear that the offensive line has been a weak link. In recent games, the Falcons' pocket has been leaking, allowing opponents to generate pressure at a rate that's concerning. Their average pressure rate has been climbing, and that's directly impacting Desmond Ridder's ability to execute plays effectively. The Falcons are currently giving up around 23 points per game, which is decent but still leaves room for improvement, especially considering their aspirations to contend in the NFC. Adding Nelson would be a game changer. This guy isn't just a good guard. He's a dominant force on the interior, consistently grading out as one of the league's best in run blocking and pass protection. Since entering the league in 2018, Nelson has been a mainstay in the Pro Bowl, making 6 appearances so far. His PFF grade has hovered around the high 90s, and he's allowed only about 15 sacks over his career. That's elite protection. In 2025, he's played 12 games with a PFF grade of 95, and he's been a fortress in both run and pass blocking, with run blocking grades over 93 and pass pro grades around 88. 7. He's also helped create nearly 265 first downs already this season, and his presence on the line has been instrumental in converting third downs at a rate of over 40%. The Falcons, with their current offensive line, have struggled with consistency and giving Desmond Ridder enough time to throw. They've been double-teaming opponents' best interior linemen, but it's not enough. A player like Nelson would serve as a seismic shift, a true anchor that stabilizes the entire front. His ability to win 94% of his double-team blocks is a testament to his dominance, and with a history of overcoming knee injuries from 2020, he's proven his resilience and durability. If acquired, Nelson could immediately improve the Falcons' run game, which has been somewhat inconsistent, but has flashes of brilliance. His presence would open up lanes for Tyler Allgeier, whose yards per carry currently sit at 3.9, and reduce sacks taken by Ridder, which have been a concern this season. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. If the Falcons bolster their front line with a player of Nelson's caliber, it could significantly elevate their chances of making a deep playoff run. Right now, their Super Bowl odds are hovering around plus 25-0, but with a move like this, those odds could see a dramatic shift, especially if the offensive line starts clicking. And with the NFC South being as unpredictable as ever, a well-constructed Falcons team with a solid interior line could become a serious contender. The division rivals, especially the Saints and Panthers, would be in trouble if Atlanta manages to lock down a dominant front and improve their overall consistency. Looking at the bigger NFL landscape, there's also a strategic element. The Colts might be motivated to trade Nelson now because of their odds of winning the Super Bowl, which are around +1,200. They're probably aware that with a more inconsistent quarterback situation, especially with C.J. Stroud still showing some growing pains. They're not immediate Super Bowl contenders. So, trading Nelson could be a move to rebuild for the future, clearing cap space and gaining draft assets. For the Falcons, this is an opportunity to accelerate their rebuild process, to add a cornerstone piece that makes them not just good but elite on the line. From a team-building perspective, the Falcons have been building towards something special. Their defense, while not elite, has shown flashes of improvement, and their skill position players are young and promising. But it all starts up front. Protecting Ritter and creating running lanes for Algier and Bijan Robinson are key to unlocking the offense's full potential. Nelson's addition could serve as the catalyst for that transformation, making Atlanta a more balanced and dangerous team. Now, I know some of you might be thinking about the risks involved. Trading away draft picks, especially a fourth-rounder in 2026, isn't a small move, but the potential rewards are huge. Nelson's leadership and experience would bring a veteran presence to a relatively young offensive line. His work ethic and competitive nature could set the tone in the locker room, pushing everyone to elevate their game. And considering Atlanta's recent history of building through the draft and free agency, adding a player like Nelson fits perfectly into their long-term strategy. Of course, it's all speculation for now, and nothing is guaranteed. But if the Falcons do pull the trigger, it would send a clear message to the division and the league. Atlanta is serious about contending now. With Nelson anchoring the interior, the Falcons could finally put together an offensive line that's not just average but elite, paving the way for a sustained winning culture. And let's not forget how this could energize the fan base. Seeing the Falcons make bold moves is exactly what gets us all hyped for the upcoming games. The energy around Atlanta would skyrocket, and players would feel the support and belief from the stands and the fans watching from home. That kind of confidence can be contagious, especially as they chase that elusive Super Bowl trophy. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Remember, this is a team that's been growing and improving all season long. The addition of a game-changing player like Nelson could be the final piece to push them over the top. The NFC South is wide open, and with the right moves, the Falcons can position themselves as serious contenders. So keep your eyes peeled, stay passionate, and let's see what Atlanta does in the coming days. Because if they pull off this deal, it might just be the move that propels them back into serious Super Bowl contention. Stay Falcons strong, everyone.